What's going on? How you guys doing today? So, one of the things I was thinking I would do is, because I've been banging on about this laser so much, that I would show you how we make flat work, basically from beginning to end. There's a bunch of stuff that really bugged me about the flat work that I was buying for a long time, and inconsistency and cost and all that stuff, so I just figured I would start making my own. And then once I get it dialed, or got it dialed, we're making it available to you. So you can actually come and order from us Strat Flatwork and Telecaster Flatwork and more flatwork coming. Now this is just normal stuff. Like, it's great, it's fantastic. It doesn't have sticky stuff on it. It's like really well done. I really am proud of it. But for my stuff, and we might offer this as a custom thing to other people. For my stuff, I was thinking about putting my nose is itchy. Putting my logo on the bottom, and then maybe doing a couple other little things. So I guess I'll just show you the whole process. And again, this is just with a GoPro, so you know we're goofing around today. So I was thinking what we could do is, hang on, gotta have two hands here. I was thinking we would take this logo and put this on the pickup and do it kind of like on an angle, something like so. Maybe. Yeah. Something like that. And then I was actually thinking I would also like to put, I would actually also like to put a letter. So if we did a B, oh, that's not cool. Let's do a B like that. And something like that, and stick him here. And then that way on the bottom of the flatwork we could actually label, you know, label the flatwork. I thought that'd be kind of cool. So let's go ahead and duplicate that. And then, well, actually, you know what we should do? Let's just, cool. Sorry, I've got my camera in one hand and I gotta hold the space bar while I do stuff. So duplicate him. Come over here. And make this into an N. Oops. I know this is gripping television, but this is literally the tediousness of this, and so I wanted to share it. Yeah, something like that. And something like that. That's a little crooked still. I don't like that. There we go. And then I'm gonna move him up just a little bit. Just like that. And then we'll take this and we'll duplicate that and we'll bring that over here. Now I could duplicate this all the way across and make it super perfect, but I actually just want to experiment with this and see if it's gonna work. And I also want to see if how much time it takes, because sometimes this junk takes so long that it to engrave that it might not be effective cost-wise and stuff, but we'll just see. Okay, all right, so what we need to do is we need to, now that we've got our graphics all set up, we want to take this one, and let's see, this one, let's make him orange. This one, we'll make him orange. And this one, we're gonna make him orange. This one, we're gonna make him green. This one, we're gonna make him green. This one, we're gonna make him green. Okay, so then we come over here, in our orange, we have, the way this works is we have our set speed for our line, which is our outline and our holes. And then we have the orangey brown line for the bridge middle neck letter. And we're going to make that super fast and a lot less power. And then we're going to, in fact, we're probably going to make that the same. We're going to call that 352. I'm just going to, this is really just going to be an experiment. At 20%, yep, that'll work. And we're going to make this 20% power. So what I'm doing now is I'm setting the power and the speed. So the 300 is millimeters per minute, and the speed is, because we just want it to be sort of engraved a little bit. We want these to be just engraved a little bit on the Flatwork. And then of course the outside's already set for how I cut Flatwork, but we're adding the letters, but we want them to be sort of, you know, subtle, if you will. I want them to be there, but I want them to be subtle. And then the other thing we need to do is we need to cut these in a certain order. So the line, here, let's see. What we want is, we want to cut the graphics first and then the line, because you don't want it to move. So you want to cut the outline afterwards. So I think that's pretty close. What we're going to do is group all these together. I'm going to put these in this different spot on the laser bed, probably down here somewhere. And I'm going to put a piece of Flatwork in there. Let's get the laser turned on, and I'm going to put the GoPro in there, and you'll be able to watch it go. actually pretty happy with that. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty slick. Now you see this sticky stuff that's on the outside because this is rubber impregnated paper. So when I've bought this stuff from other brands before, it's all gross. You've probably bought this from brands before and it's all gross and sticky. That's not how we send it to you. The way we send it to you is like this, all nice and clean. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in and rinse this stuff off, get it all cleaned up. We'll see how it looks, and then I'll show you how we press the eyelets in there. All right, so here it is. So it's all cleaned up, and that's what it looks like. Now, this is not the final design. After seeing it, I'm gonna change a couple of things, and I was actually talking to Leslie about it too. She gave me some suggestions, and I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna make the N smaller. We're going to, the letters, we're gonna make the letters smaller. We're gonna make the logo bigger, and we are going to lower the power on the N, and we're gonna raise the power on the Dylan, but we're also going to do see how this is done in an outline and this is done in an image? We're gonna do the Dylan in an outline also, but a little bit bigger. It'll do two things. It'll make it more noticeable because it will have that kind of outline blackness to it. And the other thing it'll do is it'll make it a lot faster to cut, because you saw how fast the N was cut and how long it took to do. Anytime it does like a screen fill for an image, it takes a lot longer. So doing an outline here and doing an outline here both is going to be a lot faster. So I think that's what we're going to do. So anyway, but you see how this is clean. It doesn't have the goo all over it anymore. Now we're going to press eyelets into it. There's a bunch of different ways to do this, but I'm going to show you how I do it. So I guess now it matters which way is the bottom. It doesn't usually matter. We're just going to put the eyelet in here like so, and we're just going to put the eyelet in here like so, and we're literally just going to press it flat. There's a bunch of different ways and tools. Okay, I'm doing this by one hand and I don't usually. Let me set this down and see if you can still see it. I like to have a little bit of force on it. Okay. Now, the reason I do it that way, ooh yeah, that's perfect. Okay, I'm gonna show you why I do it that way. Okay, this is some competitor stuff. And if you see, I don't even mean competitors, just some stuff I used to get. You see how the way they do it is there's a pin that comes down and it smashes it out, like it spreads it out. And I don't like this because if you look across it, it's like a couple of thousandths of an inch above the flatwork. So I actually have to put this in here and smash this every time before I wind a pickup. Otherwise, when the wire comes off of the winder, whether we're using the CNC winder or a regular manual winder, it can snag on there. So I actually like to just smash them in instead of flare them. And they don't come out, they don't come out. It looks great, functions great. So that's the way we do it, instead of that flare out method. There's a little press thing that you can get that like flares it out, but I bought one, but I don't use it because I just don't like how it works. So after we make a couple of modifications like that, I think we're going to start putting this on the bottom of all of our Strat pickups from now on. And we may offer this as a customization. You might have to order 100 of them at a time or 50 of them at a time or whatever, but we could put your brand on the bottom, and then we could put the neck middle bridge on the bottom if you want. But I think I'm just gonna make it a little smaller, play around with the power, but I like that idea. Instead of writing it on there with a Sharpie, it just takes it up next level, So there you go. There's a little behind the scenes on how we make pickup flatwork at Dylan Talks Stone. It's relatively new to me, obviously, because I just got that thing. But man, it has literally changed everything. It's changed how we make stuff, how we do stuff. I am so stoked to be able to do it for myself, to up the quality of our parts, but also for you to be able to make it available to you. So, and this is one of those things, there's gonna be people that'd be like, this is just a commercial for you selling stuff. Not really, not really. If you want to buy it, that's great, and I would love to sell it to you. However, I bought this tool for me. I wanted to take the quality of our parts at Dylan Talks Tone to the next level. That's the real reason. It's kind of a side benefit that we can make them available to you, but I just needed to do this. We just needed to make our stuff better. And you're always trying to make things better. We've been doing this 10 years now, and it was like, well, it's time to make our manufacturing that much more vertical and have that much more control over quality and stuff. So anytime you can do that at any business, really, it's super important to do it if you can, if you want to, if it's something that's important to you. So it's something that I wanted to do. So anyway, there you go. I'll leave links to everything in the description. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you in the next video.